Hey there, gorgeous ladies. So today I'm going to do I guess it's a bit of a sneak peek video into kind of lessons learned from a recent event that I did. So as you guys may know, I'm the go-to girl. I do a number of events every year. Some of them are big, like 100 women, and some of them are smaller, little workshops, 6 spots only, etc., smaller workshops. But I've got some lessons learned from the recent event that I just did last night with Claire Deeks from Dom's Kitchen. And I thought I'd just share them with you. So this month, which is August, the theme is marketing to moms. And so this is a great little tip for anyone that's marketing, well, marketing to anyone specifically to come to your event or your workshop. And so you can get some nuggets of wisdom from things that worked well for us and things that didn't work well. So always the day after an event, it's always interesting because you kind of have this high that you've done the event. And then, the next day, sometimes you have that kind of remorse afterwards, or what could I have done differently? What went well? I actually feel really good about this event. I feel like probably because I put no pressure on myself to sell anything from it, because it was based towards mothers. It wasn't me with my go-to girl hat on, so I wasn't trying to invite people to join the membership or anything like that. It had this kind of just low, I just wanted to give value and have fun. So I didn't put a pressure on myself to really sell anything. So that brings me to my first point, which is always, always, always knowing your goal. So knowing what your goal is. Now the sun's beaming in on me. Awesome. Knowing the goal of your actual event. And so for Claire and I, the goal, I think that's probably one of not our mistakes, but I had said to her, hey, what would be really fun? We should do an event together. And because she had done her tour last year as Dom's Kitchen, and I had done a lot of events for networking for women, but not anything really for mothers. And because I'm moving into this space, or I guess tapping back into my old space of really helping to empower moms, right? A lot of moms that feel overwhelmed and like they're a little bit strung out and struggling, like most of us, because there's so much to do and we're trying to do it all. And anyway, so we decided to join forces and do this event. I don't think we were very clear on the number one question, which is know your goal. I just thought we thought it would be really fun. We actually thought it'd be really easy to sell tickets, and that was probably the biggest surprise to us. Is the ticket sales were slow and they were lower than we thought. And that's actually the only thing that we're disappointed about, because now, day after the event, we are feeling great. I mean, Claire was just here. We had a little debrief and everything. And I mean, other than the fact that I wanted to have 2 or 3 times the number of people in the room, everything else went awesome. Like the room looked great, the display tables, the partners that we brought in, the sponsors were amazing. We had Intimo, Cammy from Intimo, we had Jan from Simply Beautiful, we had Ianthe with her Amaze Balls, Bliss Balls. We had the doTERRA oils, we had amazing sponsors donating things like Good Magazine, etc. So that was awesome, Food Box. Everything was great, it's just that we would have liked to have more people. And if that's the biggest complaint from us, then I think that's fine. We're happy with that. So I think in terms of lessons learned and what I can pass on to you guys is, number one, know your goal. And I guess for us, the goal was, just to do an event together, really, because she was my client in the past and now we're doing it as friends. So that really was our goal, which isn't really specific. But for you guys, know your goal if you're doing an event. Is it profile? Is it getting speaking experience for yourself? Is it that you're wanting to sell something specific? And hopefully there is an element of that in there somewhere, as you are a businesswoman, be it an ebook or a physical book that you're selling, or a program or a product or whatever it might be. Are you bringing in partners with them, and what agreements do you have? Are they paying you to have a table, or is it an affiliate arrangement, etc.? Are you trying to grow your list? So being really clear on what you want to gain out of it, as well as what you want to give, what you want the people, the attendees, to walk away having discovered or known, and also what you want them to then go and do with that action, with that knowledge, what action you want them to take. So just those are some things for you guys to think about in terms of what are your goals. So, and then of course, it's you move into the planning, the promotion, the preparation, and of course the presenting for the event, and then the follow-up after that as well. But I guess my biggest lesson learned really is really around the marketing side of it, and this is so timely because the topic is marketing to moms. And I think what we tried to do is we tried to just cover moms as a blanket area, whereas one of the things that Katrina McCarter, my guest expert in my membership, highlighted to us is that there are different types of moms, which we know, but specifically she said there's moms of 0 to 5-year-olds, and those moms will spend money on their children. right? Their kids, because they're in that stage when the kids are preschool and they kind of spend money on the kids. They don't spend money on themselves so much because they're really in the, these are my words, motherhood martyrdom stage. Whereas moms, as they get older, like into my generation, so I'm turning 44 in September, those are the moms that we're ready to actually spend money on ourselves. We're ready for some self-care and some self-love and all that kind of stuff. So I think what Claire and I tried to do is we kind of marketed to like all the moms out there. And I feel like we were a little bit inconsistent in our message. And there was a few times when we went back to our page, we did use Eventbrite, which I don't normally do. I normally bring them home to my website because I like bringing people to the website. So that's interesting. But we got 200 clicks to the bit.ly link that I used. And I think we sold, well, 39 people came in the end. So that, I guess the ratios are pretty good. But you do need to ask yourself, so why is it that not all those people, most of them didn't decide to buy a ticket? And I think a little bit of it is around the wording that we used. I think initially we used the word something like, are you struggling with juggling career and family? Well, a lot of the moms that I market to, at least on my parenting page, they don't have a career. Or if it's you guys, women entrepreneurs, you wouldn't call it a career, it's a business. So I think some of the wording that we used initially was a little bit off. And also Claire will agree with this because we talked about it. She had grabbed some of the phraseology from a previous event that she did about kids' lunchboxes. And she had put that in the Eventbrite. And so I think a lot of the people she was marketing to, people that had been to her previous Auckland event, would have thought like, oh, she's just going to do the same thing. So we really needed to be a little bit more cohesive on the actual copy, which means the words that we're putting out there on the Eventbrite sales page. We chose to call the event Thrive, and the tagline was be a happy, healthy mom. And really, I thought it would just fly. Like I really did. I mean, our #1 downloaded podcast is How to Be a Happy at-Home Mom for Jackie and I with our If Only They Told Me podcast. And I thought that How to Be a Happy, Healthy Mom would be great. I'd done lots of videos in the lead up about giving value, to my audience about how to be a happy, healthy mom. But yeah, tickets were really slow. We were really, really surprised and kind of disappointed. And there's that point when you're planning for an event and you spend a lot of time doing Facebook posts and, the odd Facebook Live or whatever, and you're like, oh my gosh, why aren't more people coming? Then you have to get to that point. This is where you do a little transition out of promotion mode and really into that prep mode where you're going to be like, well, what am I actually going to say? Putting together your PowerPoint presentation, thinking a little bit more deeply about what your key message is, maybe if there is a specific upsell that you're going to be doing or a call to action, really getting clear on that and stopping worrying about the promotion and really getting your head around giving value to the people that are there on the night, whoever turns up, right? And we all know that with events, you often do have about a 10% no-show rate. Even if people paid, 10% of them won't come. And usually you have a last minute ticket sales. I mean, for networking night, you guys should see me on the last day. I literally have like at least 10 or 12 people messaging me going, I know it's sold out, but can I still get a ticket? So I'm used to that. And then having this scenario where I was like, where is everybody? It's interesting, it's interesting for your mindset. But what we did, Claire and I, is we just thought we're just going to give awesome value to the girls that do come, the moms that do come along. And I have to say, the vibe was awesome. The room looked great. We used the ABC, which is the venue that I often use. We kind of used these Japanese screens to section off some of the chairs so it didn't look like it was quite as empty as it could have looked, which is really good. So that's a little tip for you guys to make your room have that feel that you want your event to have a certain vibe. You need to put out the right number of chairs and not too many chairs. In fact, we didn't have enough chairs in the end because we put so many away. So that all went well, and the feedback that we got was awesome. We will get some testimonials and feedback and stuff, but the feedback on the night of the moms coming up to us afterwards, and they loved it. It was a really great vibe of being authentic and real, which obviously, this is what people are wanting these days. They want to know that not everyone is perfect. And Claire and I we shared our stories is we don't have it all figured out, but these are the things that we've learned on our journey. How we can be happy and healthy as mothers. And then, of course, Amy shared her story as well. So, it was a great night. I mean, I look forward to the feedback, positive and constructive feedback from the attendees, as well as my friends that came along. But if you guys can grab any nuggets of wisdom out of this, I just wanted to pass it on to you. I'm happy to answer questions. I mean, I love helping women. You guys know, I love helping women get in front of other people, whether that be on doing Facebook Lives or whether that be standing on a stage, running their own event, speaking at other people's events, speaking on TV, it doesn't matter. You're trying to get your message out, and I want to help you do that. So I hope you can get some wisdom out of this. for whatever you've got coming up, whether you're running an event or speaking at someone else's event, or just interested in marketing and sales copy and what does make people click that button and what doesn't, what puts them off and all that type of thing. So comment below, let me know any questions you've got, and I look forward to seeing you guys at my next event, the Go-To Girl Networking Night, October 26th. Woohoo! And I'm thinking about doing another event. I don't know if it will be a Thrive event. We might rename it. I talked to Karen Newbold from Ginger Thinking. She's awesome with marketing, so you can talk to her. If you've got any, if you want some coaching, or Katrina McCarter is awesome with marketing as well. Obviously, I can help you as well. So it really depends, what you're up to. Know your goal. What are you up to? And there's lots of amazing people that can help you. But there's definitely some things that work and things that don't work in terms of getting people to come along to your event and getting people to click that button so that you can serve them and help them out. All right. Awesome. See you, ladies.